Hey guys, Kyle here, reviewing set 75312 Boba Fett Starship, or Boba Fett Slave 1. This set released August of this year, retails for €50 and comes with 2 minifigures. So all that said, let's get into the review. Now starting with the main man himself, obviously the set's named after, you got Boba, who comes with this blaster which uses the Marvel guns, but with a lightsaber hilt in black, kinda hard to see through the camera. But yeah, this is just a pretty good figure. My only complaint with him though is comes with the jetpack and his helmet. Why are they lime green? Why are they dark green like on the torso? Like, it's just very inaccurate to the show. I don't really get what was up with that. Like, could they just not really get the right color or something? Like, they have dark green on his helmet there. Why couldn't they just done the rest for the rest of the helmet? But okay, it's what it is. Underneath though, you do have a brand new Boba face, which is pretty accurate to the show, and is also using the tan, which they're starting to use now for clone troopers ever since last year, which I really appreciated. I mean, the tan looks way more accurate to just the series in general, but as you see there with Boba, it's just black cloaking with his armor, but he does actually have arm printing, which is the same on both sides, except now he has the Mandalorian symbol. I don't know what it's called. But if we remove his jetpack, you can get a better look at the back of his torso, which as you can see there just has the green armor continuing, as well what seems to be a hood, which doesn't use a hood, but yeah, it is what it is. Overall, this is just a really great figure. As I said before, I wish the helmet and the jetpack had a darker green, but aside from that, it's just a very minor problem. But anyway, let's move on to the next and final minifigure in this set. Now, I did forget to mention with Boba as well, but you do get a bunch of accessories. You get like 2 visors and 2 other of those helmet tracking things, which, again, I'm not too sure what they're called in universe, but, you know, probably guess what I'm talking about. But here we have Mando, the Mandalorian, or Dar Jin, whatever you want to call him, I guess, who is using his Beskar armor, which obviously, because this is based off of Season 2 of the show, he also does use the Beskar armor. He also has the Beskar spear as well, which is pretty good. So I would guess this set's like scene-wise is like after the Razor Crest is destroyed, probably at the end of whatever episode that was. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen Mandalorian Season 2. But if we remove his helmet, unfortunately, they're using a blackhead again. I mean, come on, Lego. Like, we all know what he looks like now, but I suppose, which if you do put it back on, you can kind of see, I guess it is somewhat accurate, because you can't really see, obviously, the flesh tone, because, well, in the show as well, you can't really see it. But even then, they couldn't have just done, like, black at the bottom with his head. I think that would have been better, kind of like what they did with the old Stormtroopers in 2011, 2012. But if we remove his cape, which is what I would have liked to do, but whatever the hell the reason is with these blackheads, they just don't come off. They're just stuck. Kinda sucks. I can't get it off, and I almost damaged the cape doing it. But if we simply just flip it up, which this is, I don't know what you call this. This is like, it's not the fabric they use, it's the old style capes, which sucks, meaning it gets crinkled quite a lot. But if you flip it up, you can kind of just see there a glimpse of his armor, which is shiny. Very nice. He also does have arm printing as well, which again is very nice to get 2 minifigures with arm printing in this set. Not something you would expect a whole bunch, especially from something like Star Wars, which I am kind of grateful they're starting to do more arm printing like they've been doing with Vader from now on, which I would show, but I don't have any of the sets with Vader yet, hopefully by the end of this year. But yeah, well, that said, let's take a look at the main build. Now, obviously, the main build of the set is Boba Fett's Slave 1, because it's not his Starship. I don't know why they're calling it his Starship. But if we flip this up, there's actually a bit I forgot to mention, but there is, this is difficult to do with one hand, but there is a Beskar, which I'll just pause the video right here and just get it out. But there is one of Jabba's, pigmen, I don't know what they're called, but he's frozen in carbonite, which I thought is pretty nice. Also a nice little, I guess, reference, because he did work for the Jabba in episode 6, which, yeah. Take a look at the rest of the ship, though. Obviously, this is what it looks like if it's in its landing position, which, if you want to see what it's like in its flying position, it looks like this, which, this looks really good for a €50 Slave 1. Like this is like they've done small slave ones in the past before, like I believe with the Bespin Duel or something, whatever that huge set was, the Cloud City set in like 2018 at this point. Crazy to think it's only been 2018. But if we flip up the cockpit, which is slightly damaged, as you see there, you just have a control panel and a little area there to sit Boba or Mando, whoever you want to have pilot the ship. But obviously the cockpit can't rotate because this is a 50 euro set. I think that would be pushing it a bit too much. But also you have guns here, which are pretty simple, as well as 2 stud shooters here, which the stud shooters actually fit in really well, which usually they don't in most sets, which is good they do here. At the back, it's very basic. As you can see, it just has some of the thrusters. Not too sure what this does. I'm pretty sure this just holds up like a certain piece in the build. You also have the wings here, which kind of flimsy. I wish they did tile it off a bit better. It looks a bit unfinished and a bit ugly. But as you can see there as well, it's also stickers to show that the metal is kind of just decaying or corroding. Bruh, can't speak. But yeah, let's take a look at the side build, I should say. Again, can't speak today, goddammit. The side build is very basic. This reminds me of like early 2000 sets, like, you know, you remember in like the original trilogy sets where you get like a little cargo thing, which yes, the ladder is bent. I did not realize that isn't good. And that's obviously because there is no stand in the set. So this kind of has to work as a stand for the Slave 1, which I did not realize it bends the ladder. That's... oof. Gonna have to bricklink that someday. That kind of sucks. But I'm not really too sure what this is meant to be used for. Maybe you could put the Beskar here, and this is like, the ladder is meant to trap it. But it's just like a nice little cargo thing, which doesn't really like stick out, but it doesn't really fit in either. I mean, obviously you can't fit it in the ship, it's just way too big. But if I pause the video right now, we can see what it looks like holding up the ship. So yeah, this is what it looks like with the cargo thing holding it up. But unfortunately, since my ladder is pretty bent, you do have to have something at the back holding it up, or else it will topple over. Kind of sucks, but it's the only really way to hold it up. Again, it is a good stand if you're willing to sacrifice the ladder and the side build, obviously. I mean, you could very easily just bricklink the ladder or something again. But yeah, with all that said, let's take a look at before I forget, there is one complaint I have, which I won't make a cut here because it's just really pointless. But with Boba, if you have this scanner up, and if you try to like close the thing here, the cockpit, which there are holes, kind of sucks. It will push his helmet to the side, which does kind of always make it look like he's looking to the side, like he's checking a computer or something, which is a thing I noticed. But yeah, let's actually take a look at the instructions now. So taking a look at the instructions, as you can see, it just has the box art here. But if we flip to the back, again, the robot, I don't know why they don't change it. But here we have another ad for the Skywalker Saga. Probably getting delayed. That kind of sucks. Here as well, though, we have an image of all the minifigures, which I think go over in the Duel of Mandalore. Check out that set review. But here we do have, obviously, that set had tailored sets for the Clone Wars era. But here we have the Mandalorian stuff, which we have the Grogu big build from, was it last year? Was it this year? Huh, good question, I guess. Let me know in the comments below, when was this set released? Was it this year or was it last year? But here as well, we have the cargo thing. I forgot what this is called. It's from season 2. I forgot what it's called again. But here you have the Tatooine, like the Tusken Raider base, which 30 euro, a very cheap set to get Grogu as well. Might have to pick that up. It is on sale, but by the time this video comes out, it probably won't be anymore. Here you have Moff Gideon's Cruiser, which is a huge set I'm hyped for. Unfortunately, Smiths doesn't have it, so I'm gonna have to wait a while and get off the Lego store or Amazon. And here as well, you do have the Slave 1 or Boba Fett Starship, which, again, I'm calling it Slave 1 because, well, it is a Slave 1. But yeah, let's take a look at the box and the final verdict. So, taking a look at the Slave 1's box, as you can see here, which, okay, I'm going to stop with that joke. If you don't get it, basically during LegoCon, they call it Boba Fett Starship, and people got very mad in not only the Star Wars community, but the LEGO community, because it just, I don't know what happened. But yeah, as you see, you have Boba Fett Starship here, which You also have Boba and Mando there, and at the top as well, you also have Mando, because this is a Mandalorian set, who would have guessed. Here you have the Starship as well at the side, and at the back you have it, what it looks like in the landing gear from that one scene where the Razor Crest Thomas Fred Stam again got blown up by Moff Gideon's Star Cruiser. Pretty good scene. And here as well, just some play features as well, which it does tell you as well to have it kept up, but why the heck does it bend, Lego? I mean, bruh, what? But yeah, not too much to say about this. This is a very good set. I love what Lego are doing this year with Star Wars, with they're having like these really iconic ships, but they're having them at a really cheap price point. I pray they continue this next year, because it's really good. Like they did it in January with the TIE Fighter, which is €40, and the X-Wing, which €50, but Smith's put up to 55. I don't know why. But again, please Lego continue this in 2022, especially with Star Wars. I mean, this is just really good. But again, I would highly recommend you pick up this set, because again, as I just said, it's fantastic. Also, the box is like, compared to like all the €50 ones, which are usually like big rectangles, this is like a huge square, which I kind of do prefer, because not only for storage, but also for fitting up here in the video, and also it just looks a lot better. But yeah, well, that said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.